Hi everyone, this is Kerem Baram with Solar Academy. I am here today with Marc Palmer of Conductor Solar. Marc is one of those rare entrepreneurs that is taking on the challenge of community solar in the U.S. market. I've gotten to know Marc over the past year, and we've had some really interesting conversations about the community solar market, and we figured it would be a good idea to share it publicly on Solar Academy. Marc, thank you very much for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Karam. Yeah, rare or crazy, whatever you want to call it. It's a fun market. It's pretty neat how you can take, these kind of middle-sized solar projects and, let all these different homeowners and businesses who aren't able to get solar, on their roof or in their backyard and to be able to benefit from solar power and support it. So it's a neat program, for sure.
Yeah,
And it's very state specific. So it's nuanced and excited to explore the market a little bit more today.
great. But before we get in there, let's I would like to ask you a little bit about yourself, your background, so people get a little acquainted with you. Can you tell us how you found yourself in the community solar business? How you before you started Conductor Solar, what were you doing in life and in professional career, and how you ended up creating Conductor Solar?
Yeah, happy to touch on that briefly. I am an engineering major in by trade. So I've always had kind of like the math and numbers focus. Chemical engineering though, and I never did anything with it
Hmm.
in the chemical engineering space. Made a concentrated effort after a few years doing management consulting to get into the renewable energy industry and started my career working on the financing side for really large scale projects. I worked for Invenergy for a number of years. Invenergy is the largest privately held power company, I think, in the world, and it's a majorly focus on wind and solar projects as well as some
Hmm.
natural gas. Um, Cut my teeth financing really large scale projects and did a lot of solar financing with them, learning about debt and tax equity and all these different investment structures. And that was great, but I was excited to work on a little bit of the smaller, kind of more local feel. And so I jumped into the middle market, really focusing on CNI. Community solar was still pretty nascent back then in 2017, and spent a couple of years with a company called New Resource Solutions, working on the middle market and solving financing challenges for the middle market. You'll see a theme here. That's a lot what Conductor does as well.
Yeah.
Spent a lot of time in that world, focusing on really consulting and brokerage for mainly CNI projects and a little bit community solar. Taking a lot of the expertise and foundation I had on financing for really large projects with a whole team and army of people, to now these smaller projects that have a lot of people who can run a business and build a solar project but don't really know anything about financing, working with people who don't really know a lot about building a solar project, and trying to help bridge some of the just conversational gaps and issues that exist. And that really led to Conductor Solar, which is a better way to do that. It's a marketplace built for people in the middle market, so CNI and communities and community solar, really project sizes everywhere as small as 20, 30, 40 kW up to 10 megawatts or so. A platform to help these parties find each other in a really targeted way, to actually transact in a more standardized manner, and to
Hmm.
have tools to collaborate with all these details that make project financing and selling and buying projects really hard, and taking a lot of our expertise to just do it better for the whole market. And so we're not a developer, we're not a financer, but we have a lot of expertise on both sides. So to answer your question about the community solar aspect, that's been a growing market, and it's been an increasing need that we've seen, as so many markets are different across the country. There's about 15 of them that are active in community solar, and we can go more into that in a little bit. But we've basically gotten pulled into community solar from different solar developers across the country who need help and support, or want somebody to assist them in finding a really quality partner to ultimately develop and finance and own and operate these projects.